Okay, so I'm not quite sure what's going on here. All right, so it looks like I do have a stream now. All right, let's get this started. Okay, so we're casually pointed at Rose Cluster. However, I would like to introduce you to somebody. This is Kludge-O-Matic. Kludge-O-Matic is bits and pieces of little parts I have here and there, plumbing parts, electrical parts, and God knows what else. As you can see in some of these images here, I am actually using a Plossl as a guide scope, a modified Plossl. I'm still trying to get the new layout set up, trying to get used to it, so just bear with me, guys. So, with the Plossl guide scope, essentially what it did was get an inexpensive 40 millimeter Plossl, take out one of the elements, effectively creating an 80 millimeter micro guider. It's not the sharpest thing in the world, but sorry about that. Okay, so it's a 40 millimeter Plossl. We pulled out one of the elements and flipped the first element. So it effectively functions like a micro guider. It works out to an 80 millimeter effective focal length with a focal ratio of about 3.2. As far as guiding goes with Kludge-O-Matic here, it would effectively get me up to about a 500 millimeter lens for imaging. With the 200, my guide ratio is about 3:1. With a 500, that puts me at about 6:1. That's still within a reasonably fair limit. So, let's get started with the show. All right, your rose cluster, my focus is not exactly all that great right now, and we do have clouds coming through. As you can see, got a little bit here. Let me check the guide scope because I'm actually not running the guide. I'm not running the guider right now. These are 30-second exposures. I did some testing a little earlier and was able to push up to about 200 to 250 seconds before I got egging. With the wooden wedge, it's a chore to get it dialed in, but it's not too bad. And with the guide ratio being as close as it is right now, 3-to-1, it does give me a lot of play. Let's see about getting this guy centered a little bit. Drop the exposure down to about to a fractional, and then push it so we can get this guy centered. Now, as far as any buffering with the live stream, I am having some internet issues right now. Hopefully, it won't get too bad. Our first test frame should come in here pretty quick, about 20 seconds or so, if all's going well. Looks like PhD2 is throwing a little bit of a fit. Let's see how this goes. pushing a bunch of stuff right now, so it could just be it overloading. The computer overloading. Let's give it a go. Fortunately, I'm watching some clouds pass through the field of view of my guide scope. Go ahead and give this guy a stack. Yeah, it looks like PhD just lost guiding because of the clouds. Well, let's let this pass through. Looks like we're gonna get a little bit of frustration here because there's still clouds passing through, throwing up FWHM filter and guiding a bit. So. But we kind of knew that there would be some clouds involved, so. I don't know if you can hear it, but PhD's throwing a fit right now. Where's my target? All I see is clouds. Now, what's funny is the forecast said it was actually supposed to get better as the night progressed instead of worse. So we might actually have to cut this short if this continues. I'm going to see if I can open up a little bit of bandwidth by disabling the background music for now. Yeah, my skies are now full of clouds. And unfortunately, it looks like the moon is just a little too low for me to catch. Now the sad part is I am kind of facing west-southwest, and that's which, of course, what way the clouds come in. So let me keep an eye on it. Hopefully this will clear up, and we'll be able to get a stack out of this. Now, as you can see, yeah, that's not looking too hot. That is all clouds. Now, as far as how it was guiding, though, for a wooden wedge where I'm just throwing stuff together, it's rough alignment kind of deal. That's actually not too bad. I know you AP guys are throwing pitch. What are you talking about? That's almost 4 seconds of error there. But it's still not that bad. The clouds are probably throwing it off a lot too, so. So with the clouds being as they are, I mean, it's totally white screen at this point. Let me check the radar real quick and see what we got going on here. Yeah, from the infrared, it looks like got a bank of clouds extending out pretty far, coming in from the west. So it looks like, unfortunately, a partly cloudy to clear night has turned more into a cloudy night. So as much as I wanted to show you guys what some pretty inexpensive equipment could do, it does not look like I'm going to be able to do that tonight. So I will probably delete this live stream and try again the next clear night we have. Sorry about the clouds, guys. Don't have much control over that. You guys have a nice evening.